When a major liability hits an estate in the modern financial system, the damage is rarely limited to the dollar amount. Accounts freeze and operations halt, leaving the debtor to bleed capital through months of reactive defense and legacy court battles. The sovereign settlement automaton is a fundamental departure from this cycle. It is a system engineered to execute settlements algorithmically rather than arguing them in a courtroom. Legacy banking relies on fiat currency, which is vulnerable to institutional resets and market volatility. The automaton requires a foundation that exists outside the reach of those resets. True defense requires severing ties with trust-based fiat. The system roots its protection entirely in cryptographic proof and physical assets. The system's physical legs consist of Tier 1 sound money, vaulted physical gold and goldbacks secured through established precious metals associations. This flow shows how licensed notaries physically authenticate these reserves. Through notary chain, they anchor verification to a decentralized ledger, creating an immutable digital record of the physical gold. These digital tokens are legally classified under UCC Article 12 as Controllable Electronic Records, or CERs. Because the client holds the private keys to these CERs, they establish UCC control. Under Article 12, this status creates a specific legal priority that takes precedence over any competing creditor who relies only on a standard paper filing. The fusion of physical gold paired with decentralized ledgers and strict notarial law creates the stance of inevitability, a foundation that cannot be legally or financially toppled. An attack begins when a creditor directs a massive fiat liability at the estate. It is a kinetic impact designed to trigger a panic response. While traditional estates freeze, the automaton absorbs the hit into its active case legal container. Inside, the arbitration-linked enforcement smart contract takes over. This robot referee manages the claim within a private, governed jurisdiction. Once the liability is isolated, the automaton processes the claim according to the trust's internal rules, bypassing the public courts where freeze orders originate. The system's allowance gate calculates the exact mathematical weight of the incoming demand. The EVR engine then strips away the messy narrative and paperwork of the creditor's lawsuit. As this diagram shows, the chaotic legal claim is translated into a structured ISO 2022 algorithmic payment block, ready for instant execution. Digesting the attack in this way eliminates the paper jam of the legacy system, precisely positioning the liability for an automated counterstrike. With the debt fully processed, the automaton pulls back its execution rail. The weapon of choice to execute this strike is an atomic flash loan, a 12-second algorithmic DeFi trade. The collateral powering this strike is not weak fiat, but the legally perfected gold tokens sitting in the vault. This diagram illustrates the scaling mechanic. By applying the internally agreed-upon contractual policy value, the system transforms a single goldback into a high-capacity collateral node, generating the borrowing power required to cover the liability. This combination allows the system to punch massively above its physical weight class, generating overwhelming financial force to meet the debt. At the moment of impact, the flash loan instantly satisfies the creditor's debt by delivering the exact fiat currency they demand. This creates the paradox of financial teleportation. In this comparison, the debt is settled, yet the physical gold never leaves the vault. Arbitrage profits from the trade instantly repay the borrowed flash loan, clearing the execution rail in seconds. The final output is a settlement mirror receipt, a soul-bound token handed to the client as cryptographic proof of finality. The debt is destroyed. Legacy courts are bypassed. Core wealth remains untouched, compounding and armed for the next round.